All right, today we are diving headfirst into, it's the holy war of geek culture, right?
It's the one.
Goku versus Superman. But before you just roll your eyes, we're not just shouting opinions here.
No, no.
We've got this fascinating source. It's called a comparative meta-analytical study of trans-universal combatants.
It sounds very academic.
It does, but it basically treats them like biological machines and just, runs a simulation.
And it's really specific about the parameters. The source sets this up as Dragon Ball Super Goku versus the absolute wildest version of Superman, the pre-crisis Superman from the Silver Age, and it's looking at what it calls their nature peak.
So their maximum potential, but with no outside help.
Exactly.
And I'm glad you said pre-crisis because looking at the notes, this version of Superman is just, he's broken.
Oh, completely. The feats are
The
ridiculous.
source mentions him towing an entire galaxy of planets on a chain. That's a cartoon gag.
It is. And it also says he survived being at the literal epicenter of the Big Bang.
Okay, so on paper, this feels like a very, very short deep dive.
Right.
You've got a guy who sneezed away a solar system versus a martial artist. How does the source even justify this?
It comes down to their energy systems. The study defines Superman as an extrinsic solar transducer.
What now?
Just think of him like a rechargeable battery, a massive one.
Okay, a solar battery.
Right, but it's finite. You cut him off from the sun, or you push him long enough, that tank eventually runs dry.
And Goku?
What's he?
He's an intrinsic bioenergetic generator. The key is the Saiyan Zenkai trait.
Right, where you get stronger after every fight.
Exactly. He's not a battery. He's a muscle that tears and rebuilds itself stronger. The more trauma he survives, the higher his biological baseline goes. So Superman has a ceiling. Goku is this recursive engine of infinite growth.
Okay, but you can adapt all you want. We have to talk about the speed. Pre-crisis Superman can fly so fast, he breaks the time barrier. If he can travel through time, how does he lose a fistfight? He could just go, hey, Goku yesterday. Yeah, and that's the common argument. But this is where the study draws a massive critical line. It separates travel speed from reaction time.
They're not the same thing.
Not at all. Yes, Superman can cross the universe in a blink, but he still operates on what the source calls thought to action.
You mean he has to actually think before he moves?
He has to perceive a threat, his brain has to process it, and then it has to send a signal to his fist. Even if that takes an attosecond, it's still a biological delay. It's a bottleneck.
Okay, and the study contrasts that with what?
With Goku's ultra instinct.
The silver-haired form.
Yeah, but it's more than a look. Biologically, it's a total paradigm shift. It is action to action.
Meaning?
Goku's body severs the link between his consciousness and his muscles. His limbs just react autonomously. There's no lag from cognitive thought.
So in a drag race across the galaxy, Superman wins.
Easily.
But in a phone booth, knife fight.
The autonomous reaction beats the cognitive reaction every single time. Goku is dodging before Superman's brain has even finished telling his arm to punch.
I can buy that he can dodge. But how does he actually win? You just said Superman survived the Big Bang. You can't just punch a guy like that. It feels like a stalemate.
Physical force is a stalemate, you're right. But the source identifies Superman's one massive blind spot.
Which is?
Metaphysics. He has absolute physical defense, but he has zero specific defense against spiritual or, magical erasure.
So he's durable, but he's not magic-proof.
Exactly. And that's where the Hakai comes in. Destruction energy.
I've heard of that.
It isn't a laser beam that burns you. It's a divine technique that deletes your existence from the timeline. It bypasses durability entirely.
Can you give me an analogy?
Sure. Think of Superman as a computer file that's read-only. You can't corrupt it. But Hakai isn't trying to corrupt the file. It's just dragging the file to the recycle bin and hitting empty.
That is terrifying. The simulation in the source plays this out.
It does. It describes Superman trying an infinite mass punch, hitting with the force of a supernova.
And that's his mistake.
That's the opening. Because of Ultra Instinct, Goku's body just autonomously weaves around that punch. And because Superman is a physical being, he's vulnerable to erasure. Goku lands the Hakai.
Game over.
It doesn't damage him, it deletes him. The source gives the win to Goku. Two factors. Autonomy of action beats his speed, and metaphysical negation bypasses his durability.
Wow, so in the rock, paper, scissors of the multiverse, spiritual erasure beats physical invulnerability. That's a tough pill for a lot of people to swallow.
It is in the simulation, yeah. However, The source does leave us with one final, very provocative what if.
Yeah, I saw this in the notes. It's the biology catch.
It is. Goku has one fatal weakness that training can't fix. He needs oxygen. He cannot survive in a vacuum.
So the scenario is,
What if Superman had just ignored the whole idea of a fist fight? What if he just used his speed to grab Goku, drag him into deep space, and hold him there?
would the Saiyan have just suffocated before he could ever use those divine techniques?
That's the question.
A dark, pragmatic way to end it. I love it. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.